Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Daniel and I'm from intuitionwisdom.com. And today we're going to be talking about whatever you guys want to be talking about. Now, the main theme that we've been working with is the law of attraction in action. But something I've been doing for many, many years, which is where intuition wisdom has originated from, is I've been talking to the universe. And I've been answering people's biggest questions by going to the universe and bringing through those answers. Now, this, of course, as I've mentioned before, is an ability we all have, but it's something that has been my life purpose, and I've spent my whole life nurturing this ability and refining it and accessing more and more information as I ask more questions, and as people ask more questions, we all learn more, and books come out and projects come out and all these things, and all our courses have come out of that. So everything that we teach has come out of that space of connecting with the universe. And instead of really going with a very specific topic today and just talking, I wanted to put it to you guys to use this session as the universe answers session. So over to you and see what questions you guys have. Could be about law of attraction. It could be about blockages. It could be about overcoming identity issues, furthering your enlightenment. I mean, ultimately, all of those things affect and influence, hold back, or expand our ability to create the life that we want. So have a think about what's really meaningful and important to you. So the questions, just to help you along, give you some guidance there, make them about you. It's very easy to ask questions about the universe, or how's the universe created, or when was it created, and all these crazy things. But at the end of the day, they don't have an impact on your life. So focus the questions around your life and what's going to help you have the biggest breakthrough. So we've got some questions here. So just bear with me as I look at them. Hello, Kimberly. Hello, Elizabeth. Beautiful. And Eduardo. All right, so just waiting for you guys to answer some questions. Sorry, to ask some questions so I can answer some questions. While you're doing that, a couple of things I want to say. There is, I guess, with the identity in life, there's this layer of who we think we are, and there's who we truly are. And who we think we are is this product of all of our programming, all our conditioning, all our traumas, all our disappointments, all of these things. All these are dark incidences that have hidden away our true self. And likewise in life, we too have this true life underneath. And it looks to me like it's the sun and it's beaming this beautiful light, but we've got this societal belief system and way of doing things and way of believing things, and that's kind of overlaid over ourselves and over our life. And so we don't actually get to experience what's intended for us. And so we work hard at learning about manifesting and personal development, thinking that we need to work hard and work harder, and a great life takes more effort. And actually, when we look at the truth, the great life is without the effort, without the trying, without the stress, without the anxiety, without the comparison. The great life is just there. Yeah. But because of the way we see ourselves and all those layers, it's hiding the simplicity and the accessibility of what's already there. So in a sense, this whole concept of law of attraction is really misleading, because we have been taught that it's like we've got to create that. We've got to go after it. We've got to, and it's actually, no, it's what's here. It's what's already present, but it's underneath the layers of what we thought we were meant to do and what we should be doing in our careers that we thought we were important to us. So I want to, I guess, have you guys reimagine the law of attraction to be more along the lines of when you are being self-loving, when you are being the opposite of everything you've ever been taught. There is already the perfect life there. So you can say we're attracting it, or rather we're allowing the universe to attract it towards us, through what's already perfect, amazing, whole, complete, all of these opposites of society and how we see ourselves. So I'm going to let you just ponder that and just be present to the effortlessness of a better life. Now, that's not to say there's not going to be resistance to get there. The ego, the mind wants to fight. People in your life want to fight. We believe things have to be hard before they're easy. That to have a true breakthrough, there must be struggle, breakdown before breakthrough, all these concepts and belief systems. But there's a simplicity that is available. And that's what I want you to focus on, that it doesn't require more. It actually requires less. Less trying, less pushing, less energy, less stress. So I've got some questions coming in here. So let me have a look at what's coming up where you guys sit with that one. All right, here we go. Hello, everyone. Very nice. Thank you for your beautiful greetings. Well, no one's asking me questions yet. That's okay. Oh, here we go. Eduardo, what's the next step I need to take? Enlightenment to the next level. I love the enlightenment questions. Enlightenment, just a quick one. Enlightenment is whether you're a Jew, a Christian, a Muslim, whatever religion you are, wherever you are in life, whatever place you're in, enlightenment is the journey we're all on. People call it different things around the world. Different religions call it different things. But enlightenment is really another word for our evolution. Evolving into seeing ourselves for all that we are, all that we truly are. So when we look at for Eduardo, we're going to tap into him specifically. We'll look at his question is, what's the next step I need to take? Or to take my enlightenment to the next level. So asking the universe, and this is what this is all about, is tapping into that greater intelligence that actually dwells within us. So it is our intelligence. It's just greater than what we've been drawing upon. Ask the universe, what does Eduardo need to take his enlightenment to another level? And that's one of the ironies with enlightenment is what's showing up with for Eduardo is the belief that we need to push enlightenment to another level, that it requires our intervention, our doing, our trying. And there's this beingness in Eduardo that I'm seeing, which is all around, well, other people are growing quickly, looks around, people know this stuff, I don't know how they know it. They can do things I'm still learning how to do. And how do I push my enlightenment forward? And the universe gives this very humble, gentle answer. Stop trying. It's the trying that holds us back, because the trying is coming from this necessity. I need more. I need to be like others. I need to compare myself to others. And we're comparing because we have this underlying, I'm still not enough. I'm still not where I need to be. Where is that? And those goalposts are always shifting. They're always changing. There will never be that place, because underneath all that is still wherever I'm at is not enough. It doesn't matter whether you're half enlightened, 10 times more enlightened than you used to be, because of the belief I'm still not enough where I should be. It will never be enough. So to take the enlightenment to the next level is about realizations. And it's always about realizations. We seek all these other vehicles, books and courses and crystals and retreats and travel. And ultimately, what they're all doing, hopefully, if you're using them correctly, is bringing us to realization. If you know right at the beginning, enlightenment is about realization, there are more direct ways. And that's why all our programs, all our courses are about you having realizations. They're not about anything else, about getting to realization. So realization for Eduardo is all about, if I surrender this pushing, let it go, and just go, the universe is bringing me where I need to be at the perfect amount of time. What gets in the way of that is the kicking and screaming and the dragging the heels. And that comes from, I need to be like everyone else. So there's the resistance to what the universe is creating. And that's what needs to be let go of, released. But to get to the enlightenment doesn't take more effort. It just takes less resistance. You would have found, all of you, you're having realizations. Whether you're doing a course or reading a book or whatever, or listening to me, you're having realizations. It's just what life is. It's just what happens. So it's going to continue to happen. So it doesn't need forcing. It doesn't need action. Just removing that desire, that insistence on needs to happen faster. And it needs to happen in this way. And it needs to look like this. And it needs to be with that person, or it needs to whatever the preconceptions are. And that's the trick with enlightenment, isn't it? The less preconceptions that you're attached to, the less you get in the way. The mind is preconception. What that means is the mind is its own idea of what needs to be, what is so, what is real, what is not, what works, what doesn't. That's all preconceived ideas. Enlightened universe is going, hang on, what the hell? I'm infinite in imagination and you're throwing preconceived ideas into this space? We can't work with that. Nowhere to go. That's just resistance and force. So there you go, Eduardo. That's for you, mate. All right. Hello, Kirsten and Allison. All right, cool. Let's see if we've got any more questions. That's it. Oh, Eduardo's asking other questions. Let's see if anyone else has any more questions, and then we'll come back to that. Spirit. Oh, how can I allow more self-love into my life? That's from the spiritual events directory. No name there, but we're going to answer that. We might come to some of the other questions. How can I allow more self-love into my life? I feel we're going to address everyone on this one, but also really getting into that. The asker. There are a few answers to that are coming up. Self-love, if we look at what the essence of it, it's ever present. It's really how I started this conversation. It's what's already there. So to allow more of it into our lives, we're asking, how can I perceive it above, beyond the noise of the mind, the demands of the ambition, societal noise and distractions? How do I experience it despite that I've still got one foot very firmly in society, very firmly, and the other foot very firmly in trying to be a better person, trying to make a better life? Irony to all that, of course, is you can't. you can't let self-love in whilst both feet are in those other camps. Trying to be a better person is coming from I'm not. That's not self-loving, that's self-rejection. Trying to have a foot in society and put food on the table and be financial and be respected and admired and feel like you're going somewhere is not self-loving either. And it's not that being financial isn't self-loving, it's the need behind it, the trying, the effort. So to reach that place where there is that, looks to me like a line in the center, this perfect line, requires an acknowledgement that who I am doesn't require anything I have imagined for myself. Now, we have spent our whole lives imagining a life strategy, the requirements, the careers, the people, the who we need to be, how we need to look, what we need to achieve, and by when. We have a lifetime of requirements, none of which allow in self-love. Again, the irony behind that is we've done that to achieve self-love. We decided in order to have a good life, in order to relate to myself in a positive way, in order to feel good about myself, because I didn't as a child, I was taught the opposite. In order to experience self-love, I need a strategy. I need all these requirements. Self-love is the absence of requirements. And the more we insist on new requirements, intense requirements, time-based requirements, the more we insist on all of those, the more we are foregoing self-love, foregoing the opportunity to experience that and express that out into the world. Just playing with lighting here. It's a bit dark. All right, we'll ditch the shadow there. And that's what a metaphor, hey? We're going to ditch the shadow. And that's the point. The shadow self is the requirements. Who I think I need to be. And this is one of my favorite topics, and I'd really like to talk a lot about this at some point. And that is who we've imagined ourselves to be is the obstacle to everything that you want in life. All the questions that you guys are asking all relate to this. Whether you're seeking greater enlightenment, whether you're seeking financial abundance, whether you're seeking greater intimacy, whether you're seeking healing from an illness that's threatening your life, the answer is it all comes down to who you've imagined yourself to be. Now, the beautiful thing about our body, one of the many beautiful things, is it shows us who we've imagined ourselves to be. In the pain, in the illness, in our declining vision, in our declining hairline, in our health, our level of fatigue, how we age, when we die. That's the body showing us, well, this is how you see yourself. I'm going to mirror that. And you see that so clearly in things like tight shoulders and neck pain. You imagine yourself as burdened. There's going to be pressure, compressing. You imagine yourself as full of, well, with this comparison and not being good enough in the world, and who you are, how you present yourself in the world is not good enough. You're going to find issues with your face, your hair, tension, chewing over stress, the jaw, The body is very logical in how it shows how we imagine ourselves. And I remember a friend of ours who used to work for us, she had a lot of heart issues, valve issues in her heart. And she came to me one day and she said, Dan, can you help me heal this? I've got to have an open heart operation surgery. And I took a look, and with intuitive eyes, what we teach in our courses, going to the universe for answers, and I could see it was so clear. She had a broken heart. And if you think a broken heart doesn't affect you physiologically, you're mistaken. This was this perfect case of somebody who had a broken heart that literally was being shown up as damaged valves in the heart. Now, what had broken her heart was the love of her life had died of cancer. Her husband. Now, that's going to break your heart, isn't it? Losing a child, a husband, a wife. So it physically manifested. Now, of course, doctors aren't aware of this level of mind and body connection and what we think appearing in our body. That's the next level for them. But that's what we've been teaching for a very long time, for over 10 years now, 12, 13 years. It's been being taught in the world for a long time. The body is showing us how we imagine ourselves because it knows. It's so subconscious to us. The mind, we're so busy you can't hear it. So the way to move beyond all of these blockages in life is to reimagine yourself. And better said, let go of everything you've ever imagined about yourself. Stop holding on to it. Learn ways to heal it. Learn ways to become unattached. Realize that what you're holding on to, the very strategies, the very person you think, I need to be this guy, I need to be this woman, I need to achieve these things. Those very attachments is exactly what's holding back everything in your life. Because that person that you decided you need to be to achieve a great life, to experience self-love, is the blockage to self-love. Going through some more questions. Kat, I could really use some guidance. What is my next step? You could get a little bit more specific for me, Kat, on do you mean in your career, in your purpose, in your life there? It feels to me like, what is your next purpose in becoming everything that you truly are? That's what I feel you're asking me. So I'm going to answer that, okay? And if there's anything different, you can, you're awesome. You can clarify. And again, these answers are for everyone. What is your next step? There is an awakening happening for all of us. And part of that awakening is realizing that the truth isn't scary, that looking at the truth isn't going to hurt us. That, we have this concept, if I go inside and I look at my stuff, oh my God, I'm going to get stuck in it. I'm going to get hurt by what I see. Truth is painful. I don't want to see the truth about myself. Now, that is the greatest propaganda the mind, the ego has ever purported. It is this absolute devious lie, because the truth is, it's in looking at our truth that we become free, that we remember who we are, that we reconnect to what's true and divine and infinite. But the mind wants us to fear it, because the more truth we look at, the more we dissolve the mind and the less power it has over us. So it doesn't want us to look at the truth. The mind wants to live. The ego wants to live. It feels in us, oh my God, if I look at this stuff, I'm going to die. And those feelings, I'm going to die, the fear, that's not us. That's what the mind feels like. Now, we've had the mind in our body for so long. We confuse its reactions for our own. We think its panic is our panic. Its fear of death is our fear of death. It's not. It's what it's going through in the face of truth. So Kat, the big next step for you is realizing that I've got to gobble truth up. I've got to become nearly obsessive with learning the truth about myself, because we've spent the last 30 years, the last 35 years, the last 44, whatever, covering ourselves with non-truth and being obsessed about that. I need to be ambitious. I need to be healthy. I need to do what everyone else is doing. I need to do my yoga. I need to be spiritual. I need to meditate, blah, 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 blah. I need to be there for people. I need to be available, accessible, blah, all this crap. We've spent our years obsessing over who we need to be happy. But it was never those things. So now you need to reverse it. You know, I need to be obsessive about the truth. Who am I really? You're not going to find that out there in books and in YouTube, social media. It's an inward journey. It's about learning to connect to your true self and asking those questions. Well, who am I really? Because everyone's unique. Every true self is a unique frequency, a unique vibration of energy that's bringing a gift to this world. And that's what you want to get obsessed about. If you are going to get obsessed about anything, it's that. You don't need to obsess. That's not necessarily healthy either. But if you are insisting on the obsessive energy, it's about learning the truth about you. And that's really what my whole journey's been about. What everything we teach has come from is, tell me who I am. Tell me who I am really. And it's not any of the things that you've been told you are, that you believe you are. Everything you believe about yourself is wrong. Everything. It's time to go, okay, yes, I've carried that around my whole life. Yes, I've invested in those beliefs my whole life. Doesn't mean I should keep carrying that through. And then you wouldn't believe how fast change can happen in your life when you're willing to let that investment go, the investment in who I thought I was. It's not a working strategy. It doesn't work. It gives us some things, God, but the stress and the struggle to get those things, it's not what was intended. All right, some more questions here. What was me? That was Kat. Let's have a look. John, what's going on with me right now? What is going on with you, John? You're resisting. You're resisting seeing yourself as more. This is so interesting because we have an idea of ourselves. This is where I want to be. This is who I am. This is how I should see myself. And then, but the universe wants us to take us beyond that. And when we reach that, it's like, no, don't take me beyond that. I'm happy where I am. I'm happy seeing myself this way. I'm happy settling. You're just going, why would you settle for that version of you? There's nowhere near what you are. And with John, it feels to me like you think that staying in that place is as much as you are ever going to be. Now, I'll tell you a quick story. I invented these decks of cards when I was about 25 to help small businesses create marketing campaigns. I was helping businesses come up with ideas for marketing back then. And I was like, oh my God, this is like the coolest invention ever. This is the best I'm going to come up with in my life. And I should just relish this. This is it. This is my thing, my big idea in life. And it was so funny. And then you hold on to that, you attach, and then the universe wrestles with you. And before you know it, you've created the whole curriculum for universal for intuition wisdom, teaching people how to become profound, all-knowing life coaches that can heal virtually any illness. A lot more significant than what I thought I was going to come up with. And then, of course, you have your kids. It was like, oh, didn't know I was capable of creating that. Thought I was just making these decks of cards. So how do we let go? How do we let go of these attachments to, this is all I'm going to be in life? Realize those attachments are what hurt us. And what caused the stress, the depression, the anxiety, the frustration, not meeting the people we want, not having the people we want in our lives. All these fixed views are what cause us immense pain in our life. So you've got to realize that holding on to it isn't getting me what I want, but letting go of it will. And it feels like there's a big attachment to, well, what will people think of me? What will they decide about me if I let go of this persona, this identity? More importantly, what will you think of yourself if you hold on to it? What will you think of yourself in another week, another year, another 20 years if you still held on to that? You didn't let it go. What will you think of yourself? All right. So looking at some of the questions here, that's why my eyes are down. I'm just reading some of these questions. Kat thanking me for Mind Lies, the book. You're welcome. That's a powerful read, isn't it? Talk about life-changing. Changed my life. I hope you guys get a copy. Okay. Anyone else got any questions? Alison, just wondering what my next step is regard to relationship and work. Alison, all right. Give me a sec on that one, Alison. All right. Next step regarding relationship and work. Feels like where the relationship, Alison, is around try not to see yourself in the relationship, meaning, and I know that's ambiguous, meaning don't look at, am I doing good in the relationship, and am I affecting this person in a good way, and am I okay? It's like you're looking for your okayness in the relationship, the validation there. Rather look at, how can I please myself? How can I honor myself? How can I really love myself? How can I give myself what I really want? Because that's actually the secret to making a relationship flourish. We think that the more we give to a relationship, that's the fertilizer for a great relationship. It's actually not, because we inevitably end up giving and from taking from ourselves to give. So the strength of a relationship is based on how much self-love we're giving ourselves, not how much love we're giving the relationship. Because to give love to the relationship is to give love to ourselves. It's just a perfect relationship, a beautiful relationship comes from the more self-loving I'm being, the more that relationship will flourish. And likewise, you can always tell a relationship that's in truth is if you stop giving to the relationship and you start giving self-love to yourself, then if that relationship blossoms, you'll know that you're in this beautiful soul-connected relationship. If you find that whole relationship dwindles because you're now giving love to yourself, maybe that was never meant to be. So a relationship isn't about compromise or giving or looking for validation from each other and trying to please each other. It's about giving to yourself. And I think sex really shows that up. You know, we've all had the experience of you having sex and you're thinking all about the other person. Whereas when you're trying to please yourself in that and you're being really present and self-loving, it just ends up being better for everyone. So sex is this beautiful, what's the word? Just reflection of what the relationship needs. Like, well, if you give yourself that love and that attention in that intimacy, then it's better for everyone. Same in a relationship. So that's what it feels like to me, Alison, is stop looking for yourself in a relationship and start looking, am I pleasing myself? Am I being self-loving? Am I giving myself what I need to thrive and to prosper in life? And that leads, that's, you know, leading by example for your partner as well, which is very important. So many relationships are built on, am I pleasing that person? Am I giving them? Am I looking after them? Am I compromising enough? And that doesn't work. This builds resentment, and it's just a band-aid for a crappy relationship, to keep a crappy relationship going. I know you've asked about work, so I'm just going to give a few more people some answers as well, so you've got your relationship one sorted there. Katie, do I have any blocks in the way of an abundant career? Katie, let's connect to Katie. Katie, let's have a look. Yes, the blockage that I'm seeing, Katie, is that, and it's a bit subtle, I think the question's a little bit general, but the blockage is, it's like you're defining career in a fixed way. You look at your career as, what's the message I'm bringing to this world? Yeah. It's not what's the job. You look at jobs and things like that, it's not career. Job isn't a career. Career, aka life purpose, is what is the message I'm bringing. Like, for example, if your message is enlightening children, for example, or helping pets intuitively, your message is either of those things. How that looks is so expansive. It could be workshops, it could be Zoom calls, it could be one-on-one, it could be books, it could be comics, it could be cartoons. It could just be sitting in stillness and bringing love to everyone in a deep meditative space. It can look like a million different things. So don't define your career as work or job or process. Define your career in terms of, what's the love that I'm bringing? What's the flavor of love that I'm bringing to this world? Everyone brings love to this world, or has the capability of bringing love to this world. Not everyone's doing it. Everyone has the capability of bringing love to this world, and you see that in children. And my flavor of love is really, love is this beautiful colored spectrum. It's the whole color spectrum. And each color represents our unique gift, orientation to what is the gift we're bringing. But it's all still love. It's all from love. And that's really important, because that's a critical success ingredient. Whereas we look at job, it's like, oh, what I got to work at? That's no love, no joy. We define career as, what is the love I'm bringing to this world? And so the biggest blockage is we're all running around defining job and making money and as a particular task or career, when universe defines career as love. What is, you look at the full color spectrum, all the different colors. What am I bringing? What color am I bringing? What flavor of love am I bringing? And then from that space, it keeps evolving and changing. And one minute it looks like a book, and the next minute it looks like sitting one-on-one with somebody, or helping a child in a hospital room. You know, could look like anything. There you go. All right, that was Katie. All right, Kimberly's asking, do you have any guidance for me? For me, I'm moving in the right direction slowly but surely. Is there anything I need to know, please? Let's have a look. Kimberly. Stop concerning yourself with what everyone else is doing. Where's everyone at? Are they growing? Are they moving? Are they okay? Are they safe? Are they healthy? What's everyone reading? What's everyone thinking? What's everyone doing? We think one of the things in life is, I'm being a good person, I'm being a loving person if I think about everyone else. If I'm concerned about everyone else, and the universe responds to that very quickly with, no. Number one, you don't need to try and be a good person. That's the first non-truth. You don't need to be a person, full stop. You're not here to be a person, let alone a good person. You're here to grow beyond the concept of a person, beyond seeing yourself as a person, unattached from the idea of the human being as we've understood it, as we understand it. So the blockage there is trying to please, trying to be needed, trying to be wanted, trying to be liked, caring what everyone else thinks of you and what they're doing. to know if you're okay, if you're on the right track. Move beyond the identity of being a person and into how self-loving am I being right now? That's the question each moment. How self-loving am I being right now? Let go of needing to be like other people and liked by other people. Okay. Great link on there. Check out the link there to Intuition Wisdom, The Limitless You. This is a course that we teach. It's our foundation course. It's the very first course we've ever taught, teaching people how to connect to their higher self. Another way to say that is how to connect to your spirit self, how to connect to the universe within, your enlightened self. It's the part of you that's beyond the mind, beyond the noise and the doubt and the fear and the trauma and the wounding. That's the part of you that knows all. That's where your intuition is coming from. So it is the single most important step anyone on earth can take on their journey, on their personal development journey, their enlightenment journey. It is the single most important step any of us can take in life, is to reconnect to the source of our answers, to the source of our truth. There is nothing more important. There's no greater milestone. We teach some very advanced things. We go all the way up to trainers training, practitioner training and trainers training. At the end of the day, the single most important course that we teach is how to connect to your true self. My children do it. They know how to do it. They know how to teach it. They're 7 and 11. It needs to be, it's just, if you haven't done that step in your own life, then there's a huge part missing, because it's what everyone's looking for in life. All the ambition, everything we strive for, everything we do, this identity we've created, all the steps, everything, all the requirements are all trying to get us back to that space, back to our true self or higher self, whatever you want to term it as. Self-love is in that space. Higher self is pure love, self-love, highest frequency in the universe. Getting back to that is the secret to the law of attraction, allowing that in. Otherwise, we've got this mind self driving in our life, bumping into things like a dodgem car, bumping into everything. It doesn't know, it's blind. The mind self is blind. The true self sees everything. So this course, please check it out on the link there, intuitionwisdom.com/the limitless you. Literally is the limitless you, connecting you to that. We are going to teach you how to connect to your true self in under 2 hours, so even under an hour, with a lot of extra help and exercises there to solidify that connection. Everything we teach comes from that first step. Everywhere we've gone has come from that step. All of my books has come from that space. The things that we're bringing out next year, amazing creations, share more about that next year, has come from that space. Everything we know. Oh, you're beautiful, Julie. So once you connect to your true self, you're going to look at life as before that and after that, what we call the dark ages. Dark ages is everything that happened in life before I knew or could connect to my true self. And the light ages, the age of light, is from the time I could connect to answers, get to my truth. From that space, you can heal. You get your own guidance. You have all your own questions answered. And that's where life really begins. And in connecting to that intelligence, which is what I'm doing now, as I'm talking to you all, it's really integrated in me after all these years. You can't really taste life, sense life, until you have that connection. Yes, there's moments where you think you've got it and that's all good stuff, but there's this new level of palpability where life becomes alive. Energy is available to interact with, to talk to, connect with, feel at a different level, sense your reality at a whole nother level. We're actually walking around so blind and dumbed down senses. We can't perceive what's really going on in our world. We look at this world and we go, oh, that's it, that's Earth, that's life. Oh my God, there's so much more going on. Different beings out there, different energies, plants to talk to, suns to talk to, stars to get information from. Energy flows to know what's safe, what isn't flow, what's safe for you and what isn't safe for you. All right, so let's see if there's any more questions. All right, we've got some good links on there. Please check out the links. What is the best way to stop a busy mind? That's Casey or Cassie. That is a very good question. We teach this 30-second meditation in our first course. The first one that's free called Boost Your Intuition, and then again, Limitless You. Excuse me. We teach you how to silence your mind in about 30 seconds. So that is definitely something you want to check out. It was a gift from when I was struggling with that. Universe said, just do this. Like, wow, okay. And that fast tracked a lot of our training. And just to reiterate some of the things I said last time, a busy mind comes from having lots of needs, lots of mind needs. I need all these things, not like things necessarily material things, but I need to feel safe. I need to feel successful. I need to feel loved. I need all these things. So a lot of that over time starts dissipating the more you clear the beliefs and all these needs. The book of Mind Lies that I wrote and the Truths That Will Set You Free really help you powerfully with that. The training we do will help you powerfully with that. But as you're going through the journey of clearing all those belief systems, their needs, the more time you spend in what's with truth, the less activated the mind gets. So the mind is stimulated by things that have been born of the mind. So YouTube, social media, advertising, media, magazines, the need for comparison, anything that's come from the mind activates the mind. Anything that has come from truth stills the mind. Things like trees, animals, the stars, the heavens, being present to your own body, your own heartbeat, anything, swimming in the ocean. Oh my goodness, that's just amazing. Walking amongst trees in a forest, anything that's come from truth, come from nature, the divine, the perfect, is going to create stillness. And we've created a society. It's so ridiculous. You look at when you understand the mind and what it's all about. It creates a city. Let's pour concrete all over all our beautiful trees. It's like, but the trees create the stillness. Yeah, I know. Let's get rid of them all. We don't want stillness because then there's transparency over the mind. So go to nature, go to what's real. Animals. I remember when a pair of our dogs had a litter of 7 puppies. I mean, just lying on the ground, puppies running around you. You want to still your mind, that will do it real quick. You know, for me, I do all of those things, and being present to my children, when I look at my daughter or my son, I just go into their energy. I'm just there in their eyes. I'm just looking at them, being with them. Your husband, your wife, the same thing. Be present to what you love. That stills your mind. And we love everything that's born from truth. All right. Running out of a few minutes on today's session. All right, so we've got, I think it must be Sophie sharing all these beautiful links. Thank you so much, Sophie, for your great help there. If you guys, really important to know, if you guys haven't been to our website, intuitionwisdom.com, please go and visit. We have this opportunity where one of our practitioners who can do what I'm doing now with you, tapping into the universe, tapping into your higher self, will do a free session with you and tap into what is your life purpose. We used to charge hundreds of dollars for that. I used to charge like big bucks to do that for people. And now we've got that available. So take advantage of that. It's available for free, a 15-minute session to learn what your life purpose is. So like I said, connecting to your higher self is the most important milestone for your evolution. Knowing your life purpose is the most important information you'll know in your life. It's one and the same of letting in self-love, because your life purpose is your essence. It's that love that you're bringing to the world. And if you're not expressing that, then that's the ultimate of not being self-loving. That's where we get so much illness from in our lives, which is not living our full essence. We wonder why we die at the ridiculous ages that we die at. We're not meant to die at 80. The body can live for hundreds of years. But because we're not in tune with what it actually needs, we go to a hospital and they put us in these sterile environments with drugs, medication. There's no plants, there's no life, there's no love. It's dead. We're not in touch with what the body needs. Of course it's going to die. Of course it's going to struggle to heal. So the more we get in touch with our truth of what the body is actually saying, it's saying, I want truth. Well, we're all going to live. And discovering your life purpose is tantamount to connecting to your higher self. It's your higher self coming onto this earth. I want to express this, my love here. You're not letting me. And guess what happens to the body? The body starts to die. We're not expressing the love we came here to express. The body starts to die. The body ages. We're aging not because we've been here for 30 years or 40 years. We're aging because we're dragging around a whole truckload of non-truth, of resisting being our true self, or bringing our true self onto this earth. That's why we age. The trauma and bringing all those non-truths with us. So check out these links that are on this topic here on this page. And we've got some very exciting news. We're going to be doing some new courses next year. I'm going to be running an enlightenment course next year, which is very cool. That was going to be a retreat until we had all the crazy travel restrictions this year. So we're going to bring that to everyone through Zoom, clearing all your biggest beliefs for you, helping you along. That doesn't mean don't learn how to do it. You still want to learn how to do it so you can get in there and see your own truth. Really important. I mean, the ability to see our own truth, to connect to our higher self. These are things that need to be taught to us as children. And if you have children, being able to do this for them. I mean, if you look at all the problems kids go through, from drugs, sex, self-doubt, all this self-destructive stuff, hating themselves as adults, terrible careers, terrible relationships, is because kids aren't given truth when they need it. They're left to figure it out for themselves. So when they have an incident, an upset, a hurt, a trauma, a disappointment, we don't go in and say, oh, this is the truth. What happens is kids are going, I've got to figure that out for myself. That's right. Nobody wants me. Yep, got it. Oh, yeah, that's right. Mum and dad don't love me. Yep, they yelled at me. They don't love me. Got it. And, oh, yeah, what's the next one? Oh, yeah, I wasn't invited to that party, which means I'll never be wanted. Yep, mum and dad got divorced. That means I'll always be abandoned by a male. Perfect. The list goes on. Kids are left to decide these things for themselves, and they come up with all the wrong conclusions. And that is everything that you are all dealing with right now. All the wrong conclusions about who we are, what we are. These are what we call our beliefs, our needs, the requirements we have in life are a result of that. So we need to give children our truth. We need to give children their truth. And learning all these abilities is so important, especially if you're a parent. If you want to help your children, the most powerful way to be the best parent ever, give your children truth, give your children the connection to their true self, the ability to clear their own beliefs, or you clear them for them. Don't let them see the world, see themselves the way we've seen ourselves. Don't pass that on. Pass on truth to children. Keep them off YouTube, keep them off social media, keep them away from internet, keep them away from all that crap, because that is full of non-truth. All right, so we'll see if we've got any more questions before we finish up for the day. Let me see. Good, Sophie's ordering your book, Mind, Lies, and the Truths That Will Set You Free. Great. Please check out All Knowing Diary as well. That was the first book I wrote that's answering many questions about where illness comes from, how to heal illness, what's at the root cause of illness, what's really possible for us. A lot of questions answered in there, that role beliefs play. A lot of things I've spoken about today. Check that out. They're all on Amazon, Mind Lies and The All-Knowing Diary. I've also got a kid's book on there called Light Beings. Please, a reminder about going to the website, Intuition Wisdom, to get your free session, your life purpose session. I mean, why spend any more time trying to figure out what your life purpose is when we can just tell you? And you'll know, it resonates, you'll feel that truth. And then it's up to you to go deeper and expand on that. Okay? So our practitioners are taught to get out of the way, connect through to your truth within you, your higher self, the universe, and bring through that truth. That's what I've been doing today. We teach you how to do that in our practitioner training. That's what Intuition Wisdom is all about, teaching you guys how to be a source of profound guidance, wisdom, answers to change lives in the world. We want to spread truth around the world. That's how we can create huge shift on this planet, environmentally, in consciousness. Children are coming in this world getting sick to show things up that we're not wanting to look at. It's a lot that needs to be healed in this world, and that comes from letting in more truth about ourselves. So we start passing non-truth on generation down to generation. So I think Sophie's going to put up a proper link up there. I'm not sure if she's done that. I got a bit of a message. Laura, quick message from Laura. Laura D'Angelo, do you see anything for me? That's a big question. Don't be afraid to, you keep holding back on giving yourself what you want, what you need, so things that are exciting. Don't be afraid to follow the exciting, where there's joy. There's a lot of being conservative and I don't want to take this risk, I don't want to do that, and I'm not used to doing that, or maybe that's not good. Don't hold back. Joy is a beautiful navigational guide. You know, explorers used to use the stars to navigate. Joy is like a star. If we follow what brings us joy, what we're doing is we're connecting to our higher self, and the higher self is saying, yes, that's what I want. Bring it in. And don't hesitate. Go for where there's joy. And I remember when I was about 20 years old, I was doing a bit of Reiki at the time, a lot of Reiki at the time. But I was also really ambitious. I had this programming. I want to be in business and make lots of money. And I remember having this thought of, God, I could follow what feels really light. I wanted to be a Reiki healer and a Reiki master and teach people. I could follow that, and that felt so light and fluffy. And then this business, be a businessman and teach marketing, and that was like harsh and metallic. And different pathways have a very distinct vibration. I, of course, didn't listen to that at the time and wanted to make life much harder for myself than it needed to be. But it was an important lesson. And following, is that going to bring me joy? Not what you think is going to bring you joy, because there's things like, oh, if I work harder and make more money and then I'll have more time to myself and all these things, that will bring me joy. Don't do what you think is going to bring you joy. Feel it. Does that bring joy? That brings joy. That's the universe showing me the better path. If I'm doing what I think will bring me joy, that's the mind going, God, I'm going to take you on the most windy, long-winded, traumatic, friggin' anxiety-ridden, stressful path possible. So maybe you'll have joy at the end, but you won't. The universe is very big on this. If it's not giving you joy now, don't expect it to bring you joy at the end. That is a fool's game. All right, ladies and gentlemen. If there has been a few gentlemen. It's good to have a few guys on this as well. It's been a pleasure chatting with you, and I feel the next time we'll be talking will be 2021. Quick reminder: go into the new year self-loving. All right. Beautiful. We'll chat to you all very, very soon. Come to intuitionwisdom.com, and we'd love to meet you all in person someday. All right. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'll chat to you guys again in the new year. Lots of love to you all. Be safe, be true to yourself, be self loving. Bye.